Yep, that's right. I'm gonna talk shit about Kingdom Hearts. What's up YouTube, DMLX here, and today I'm going to be talking about the Kingdom Hearts series' biggest mistake. As a disclaimer, what I'm about to discuss is coming from the heart, no pun intended. Kingdom Hearts is one of my favorite game series of all time. I mean, look how many videos I made over this damn game! But if I don't talk about this issue before the release of Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm gonna go insane. So without further ado, let's get into it. Like I said before, Kingdom Hearts is one of my favorite game series of all time, but my biggest complaint about the series is the way that Disney/Square Enix releases spin-off titles, which divided the fan base for a long period of time, as well as stunted the growth of the series' popularity until the announcement of Kingdom Hearts 3, which all started with the release of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories on the Game Boy Advance. One of the major concerns discussed in the Kingdom Hearts community is that Kingdom Hearts 3 will be brutally criticized by newcomers, critics, and people who only played 1 and 2 for having a confusing and complex story. I can see it now. They'll start asking questions like, why are there 2 Rikus? Who's she? Isn't Axel supposed to be dead? Why are people saying Aqua got Norted? But honestly, it's not that hard to catch up on the Kingdom Hearts series if you really wanted to. Seeing that there's so many recap videos and playthroughs posted on YouTube, including an official recap video produced by Square Enix, you can play all the HD collections by yourself available on PS4, sorry Xbox users, or even watch Everglow's Kingdom Hearts Timeline series. The list goes on and on. The only game I suggest newcomers skip in the Kingdom Hearts series is Recoded, because the only thing you really gain from completing that game is knowing what Mickey wrote to Sora at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. We get it, people are hurting! Furthermore, I want to clarify that this video is more of a rant as a veteran player of the series, because after the release of Kingdom Hearts 2, being a loyal supporter of the series was so stressful. For example, when Chain of Memories dropped for the Game Boy Advance, I thought nothing of it, seeing that the game's setting took place in one location, recycled worlds from Kingdom Hearts 1, and at the end of the game, Sora's memory of Castle Oblivion gets erased anyway, which means for those players who went from Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 2, they were pretty much in the same position as Sora, of not really knowing why they were sleeping in a pod for a whole year. Then a couple of years after the release of Kingdom Hearts 2, Chain of Memories came out for the PS2, right smack dab in the middle of the PS3/Xbox 360's prime, which I think was a huge mistake on the developer's behalf, seeing that many PS2 owners have already moved on to the PS3. Moving on, the release of Recoded in 358 over 2 days was the worst experience for me as a Kingdom Hearts fan. Personally, I wasn't a fan of the DS. Also, when I saw the trailers for Recoded in Days, I was never truly satisfied with what I was watching. However, I was more interested in Days because you were able to play as Roxas, the rest of the Organization 13, and knowing the identity of the mysterious 14th member of the organization. So I never purchased a DS and skipped out on what turned out to be the 2 weakest games in the Kingdom Hearts series. Next is Birth by Sleep. If any handheld Kingdom Hearts game deserved to be developed on console, it would be Birth by Sleep. Let's be real here, you can't have a game with the most epic CGI cinematic cutscene in video game history be downgraded to a bland PSP port. I mean, come on! Just imagine what could have been if Birth by Sleep was made for the PS3 and or the Xbox 360. Jungle Book probably would have been a world, we would have had better graphics obviously, a better online experience in the Mirage Arena, and the f***ing capes! We could have had capes! Also, Birth by Sleep is such an important game in the Kingdom Hearts lore that linked a lot of the overall narrative together. So experiencing the game on the PSP wasn't truly what I was hoping for, even though the game did turn out to be one of the best games in the series. Personally, I feel Birth by Sleep was a missed opportunity to put Kingdom Hearts back on the map on a more powerful hardware with the introduction of new characters, worlds, gameplay features, and have players experience a deep, heartbreaking narrative. The same goes for Dream Drop Distance, which was supposed to be the catalyst to Kingdom Hearts 3, but Kingdom Hearts Key and 0.2 Birth by Sleep took up that mantle. For me, Dream Drop Distance was definitely one of the best 3DS games to come out that year, but like Birth by Sleep, it deserved to be developed for console. Though Dream Drop Distance was only a 3DS game, the game showcased an impressive evolution in the series' gameplay from the combat, movement, and interaction with the environment that has shown to be a major influence in Kingdom Hearts 3's development. Overall, I just wish that a majority of the Kingdom Hearts games weren't developed for handheld gaming devices, which I believe caused a rift in the fandom and a lack of recognition for the series as a whole. Yes, the games that were released on handheld consoles were easier to develop, but I believe it was at the cost of gaining more mainstream appeal. And another reason I believe a lot of these games were made for handheld is possibly due to Tetsuya Nomura working on Final Fantasy 15, which was a huge project for him at the time. Luckily, the announcement of Kingdom Hearts 3 has reignited interest for a lot of gamers and has marketed itself well enough to what most likely could be the best entry in the series yet. So there you guys have it. Those are my thoughts on the Kingdom Hearts series' biggest mistake. Do you think it's the right decision to have the majority of Kingdom Hearts games on handheld devices during a time when the HD collections didn't exist? And if not, which handheld Kingdom Hearts game would you have loved to see be developed for console? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps me out, and subscribe for more content from me on Kingdom Hearts and other games in general. I'm DMLX. I'll see you in the future.